आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सॉल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
If we talk about this question, in this question we are asked that offsprings formed due to sexual reproduction have better chances of survival. Why? Is this statement always true? So first of all, we'll first discuss our first part of the answer. That is that offspring formed due to the sexual reproduction have better chances of survival. Why? Right. So basically, as we know that in case of sexual reproduction, right, sexual reproduction, the offspring that is produced by the two parents, right? Two parents are involved in sexual reproduction, both of them produces gametes, right? And the fusion of those two gametes, right, fusion of those two gametes leads to the formation of the zygote, right? So basically the zygote formed here contains the DNA from both the parents, right? Contain DNA from both parents, right? So because the DNA here is carried from both the parents to the zygote, right? So there'll be some sort of blending, right? Or we can say that we will get the mixture of DNA here as the zygote will get the DNA from both the parents. So in that sense, in simple words, we can say that the offspring will get the mixture of the DNA of both the parents, right? So this blending of DNA brings out the variation in an individual, right? And these variation poses better chances of survival, right? These variation poses better chances of survival. This we can understand with the help of an example, like supposedly in an extreme environmental condition, if there's any extreme condition like high temperature, right? So high temperature or high pressure is introduced. So in that case, the species, because there's variation among various species, right? So because of the variation, the species which have better adaptation, who can better adapt to that high temperature or the high pressure or the extreme environmental condition, will survive, while the other one will be eliminated, right? So we can say that the better chances of survival are imposed due to the variation that brings about by the sexual reproduction, or in case of sexual reproduction, right? So we can say that the offspring which are formed due to sexual reproduction have better chances of survival. Now we will explain a second part of the question, that is that whether the statement is always true. So we can say no, this statement is not always true, because in case of asexual reproduction, what happens is that, as we know, in case of asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved, right? There's no gamete formation, only one parent is involved, and that one parent exactly passes on its DNA to the offspring. So asexual reproduction is even advantageous. It is advantageous, right? It is advantageous too, right? How it is advantageous? It is advantageous for those organisms who really don't have to move, right? Who are settled at one place and they don't really have to move much. So in that case, right, in that case they so asexual reproduction is a mode of reproduction. In this, reproduction can be done without the much expenditure of energy, right? There's not much expenditure, right? Much expenditure of energy. Also, it is a quicker way of reproduction, right? It is quietly quicker, as it takes less time comparative to sexual reproduction. So it is advantageous for those organisms who are settled at one place, who really don't have to move much. So in that case, if they perform asexual reproduction, they will simply save their expenditure of energy, and being a quicker mode of reproduction, right, it is even sometimes advantageous, right, or give better chances of survival to those organisms, right?
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट, IIT, जेईई मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।